our life is just a sequential series of moments that you live now. So try to enjoy and be in the moments. So that whole idea can also be found in the mindfulness movement, which is quite popular in Europe right now. Become more mindful, become more aware of what's going on around you right now. Get a deeper level of consciousness to deal with daily life, because we tend to rush. We tend to always think about what's going on our social media, about the appointments, the 4 or 5 appointments that we have. We are busy, we are connected, but that means that we're also disturbed constantly. So there is more and more demand for that deeper conscious to appreciate life and not just to be rushed through life without any conscious. That is a typical Western disease.
This kind of thinking, deep thinking, is very important for human life, right? But Japanese people, we are not so much familiar with.
Well, actually, Ono-san, I think that this what Eckhart Tolle is trying to sell us is actually has its root in Eastern philosophy, not in Western philosophy.
But usually Nishida is popular, but almost all 99% people, they never studied his philosophy. Right.
But we borrow it. I think that we through Nishida, through Tolle, who became very popular because he was on the talk show of Oprah Winfrey.
Oh yeah.
Oprah Winfrey picked him up. Right. So, and that's how he became mainstream.
This time I published a new book last week, or this week actually. And usually Japanese people don't read book and kind of deep insight or try to analyze your mind, your heart. What is your heart?
Right. Time, same moment.
Might be solution way is different. Like for your wife, for your husband, this case solution is different. First of all, you misunderstand man or woman. Okay, this is my thinking approach is woman and man is a completely different animal. And if you try to understand her or him, you can never understand her or him. This is useless. You just misunderstanding woman or human man. And many people don't understand, especially men, misunderstand the woman. It just looks like similar, okay? So he tried to make an effort to persuade her. She must understand you. No, she never understands you. So at this starting point, you just...
she doesn't understand us? Or she doesn't accept our views?
No, she cannot understand what you said. So you should understand. She cannot understand what you said. So you need to follow on what he said, okay? You should accept what he said instead of against her. So this is starting point is different. So you must understand that kind of, so you are accumulating the miscommunication, misunderstanding each other for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, as the gap will going to be bigger. And you need to consider for divorce, right?
So, but if you don't understand, you need to accept.
Yeah, you need to accept.
That's a very dangerous position, though.
Yeah, it's okay, but what she's talking about, she's talking about so much important issues, but daily life, and she asks you some help, she will ask you some opinion, she listens to what she said. Usually what she's talking about is this useless word, but you just patient, you listen to her, that's all. But and you cannot accept her, but you just wait and patient the whole day, and following day you can accept everything, or most of you can accept it.
Well, that I find to be true. Usually, if you are emotional, angry,
woman is always emotional.
Well, but men too.
That's right. Yeah.
Men too. Men can also get angry or frustrated or whatever about because he feels, and that's another important element of Tolle, and probably not from him, but what he is writing about in his book is that a lot of frustrations come from your ego. So that's basically not really who you are, but who you think you are.
You said ego means selfishness, right?
it's your self-image. Your self-image. So basically, let's put it this way. If you, well, okay, so you have been working hard and you make money and you're tired, you come home and there's no food because your wife didn't feel like cooking, for example. Then there is a very big likelihood that you think, okay, I did this. I worked hard. I did all these things, and she cannot even prepare food for me. So your ego says, okay, I did all this. But that has nothing to do with who you are. That's your ego. So you get angry because your ego, because of your position, you're kind of positioning your way. You're adding all these attributes to yourself, and then you get angry. But it's not only between men and women. It's also, for example, your position in your company and how somebody addresses you. People identify themselves as being president of the company, but that's not you. That's just a role that you play. It's not really you. So you get all kinds of human frictions because people put their ego in between themselves and the people around them. So your wife or your staff or whatever. So that's another source of conflict.
And I write in the book, and I using a lot of word patient. But she told me it's worrying people, women and people, they hate the word of patient. They can't be patient. I eliminate all patient. But actually, like today, she's going to some hairdressing. And she told me, oh, you can get bento tonight. I can't make food tonight. At least once a week, she told me like that. But usually a husband is get angry kind of situation. Right. You should make it. But I'm getting familiar with it. Okay, no problem. Okay, I don't care, you know. I'll buy bento by myself, eat bento tonight. You don't need to worry about that. And first, several times I was some complicated feeling in myself. Why she
complicated feeling. I like that expression.
She doesn't do anything at all the whole day, you know. And I'm working 15 hours every day. I'm working so hard, you know. But still, I need to buy bento. She don't do anything, you know. But now is I don't feel anything. Not patient, okay. You should get familiar with. Okay, it's okay. It's good.
Right.
This is important.
But it's. I mean, okay. Let's be honest here. Be patient is very difficult. At least for me, it's very difficult because if I get angry, or if I get irritated, I find it very hard to control these feelings. Even physically, I feel my heart rate going up and my blood pressure going up and really physically even I can.
This is the Chinese Confucius said, you patient 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times,
right.
10,000 times.
Right.
And if you're going to patient for 10,000 times, your mind will never move.
Right, but I'm afraid that I will have a heart attack before that.
Well said, she got heart attack. So she don't like patient. And also, how are you going to tell the people not using patience?
Well, I think you don't need to preach patience in Japan. I think Japanese people are very patient. I mean, I really admire the patience of Japanese people, and I can definitely understand that this is a virtue because emotional makes you say things that you will regret. That makes you actually it completely dumbs you down because it puts your ego in the middle. It limits your thinking. It's basically focuses on the short term instead of the long term. So everything you do when you're emotional is wrong. So patience is obvious.
That's
Obviously, that's a virtue.
Right. That's right.